I'm gonna give you one insight, and that insight is the actual component that allowed me to scale my company to over $100,000 a month. That one insight was the thing that literally allowed me to scale from 0 to 10 in 30 days and from 0 to 6 figures a month to $100,000 a month within a time spent of under 7 months, starting from complete scratch with absolute zero experience. Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna lay down a couple steps and I'm gonna give you that one insight that allowed me to take the effort for me to be able to get to the point where I'm at now, right? And the content I'm making is different right now. The reason why I'm making these types of content is because the amount of feedback that I've gathered in the last couple of days is ridiculous. The amount of clients I enrolled is insane. My appointments are blowing up. Every single person is currently booking in calls, DMing me on Instagram. I get, I would say, around 50 to 70 DMs based on these videos because they're very niche specific. They solve one and multiple specific problems, right? And when specific problems are solved, big pains are solved. When big pains are solved, people are fucking happy. For you to just get the best client results within the entire market, fulfill based on having your marketing message in line with what you sell so people believe in your product and the thing that you're selling actually works. The second thing that is very important to understand is how a growth team changed my life forever. How building and structuring a growth team, physically optimizing and refining the structure of building a complete team completely changed my life. And also how trust is a very scarce resource, right? It's a resource that is becoming more and more valuable, and how you can interconnect that trust, that metric within your content to get people to booking calls after seeing 5 minutes of your video, to make sure that you get people to fucking pay you on the call, pay in full, have their credit card ready within under 20 minutes so you don't need to sell anymore. We went from the length and duration of VSLs, went from fucking 2 hours 7 years ago to fucking 1 hour 4 years ago to 30 minutes fucking 2 years ago. Now VSLs being fucking 2 to 3 minutes. Imagine going from fucking VSLs from 2 hours a couple of years ago to now going to 30 seconds. That is ridiculous. And I'm going to show you how you can interconnect that specific system for you to profit the most out of the content that you're making and the structure that you're acquiring, right? So let's talk about the insight in a bit. But the first thing to very understand deeply is, what is the incentive, what is the intention behind building a course? Behind building an SMMA, if some of you guys do, right? A lot of people are at 10, 20, 30K a month, want to scale to 6 figures. That's what I'm here for, right? A lot of you guys have a coaching consulting business. So what is the specific reason why, what is the intention behind and the purpose behind building a course? The most important thing I want you to understand is that you can immediately see if somebody is valid based on the decisions that people make and the operation that they run. Let me tell you this. People that run courses, their entire goal is to work as minimum as possible and to profit as highly as possible, right? That is their incentive. Their mind is programmed in a way where they built themselves an infrastructure where it's minimum effort and maximum output. Does that mean it's the most beneficial for the client within this aspect, for the customer? Not even close. The customer doesn't have a very positive effect and a positive experience because this is a streamlined structure. And streamlined structures are not personalized. They are repetitive. So it's more leverage right here, but it's less effective within the marketing, within the fulfillment for clients to actually get an amazing experience. The incentive of building infrastructures requires high input and high output. Right? Output. So the incentive is completely different. Look at one-on-one, right? One-on-one is extremely high input. I do one-on-one because I can physically let people and give people the attention that they need and deserve for them to physically scale to making over $50,000 a month. Because one-on-one approach is always way more effective than any single informational asset that you can ever think of. So one-on-one is extremely effective because I understand how to leverage it, and I leverage it still, although my company is making over 6 figures a month. Who in the market do you know that is making over 6 figures a month that does one-on-one? Nobody. And the only reason why is because they care more about their own time, their own resources, and their own leverage instead of client results. But what they don't understand is if they give their clients results and they get the best testimonials in the market, like I have right now at this specific moment, the time and resources will give me the most amount of leverage within 5 years from now. Because in 5 years from now, I'm the only one that has documented everything on YouTube, that has accumulated, that has accepted the pain of going through and spending time on delivery because they see the testimonials that I have. They see all the testimonials, right? And in this matter, in this sense, you understand exactly how people operate and what their intentions are with the work that they do. I work 16 hours a day. The reason why, that's not every day, but let's say on average 12, right? I work 12 hours a day because I like to work, because I want to build my fulfillment. I want to up my acquisition. I want to build on the offers, right? Because you're so confused right now in every single metric, and that is that one insight that I was talking about. You're thinking, yo, I can book fucking appointments. I can book 20 appointments a day. I can if I want to through my Instagram. I can get fucking people to pay me multiple 4, 5 figures by watching one of these YouTube videos that you're watching right now. I can build my offer in such a way where people realize, where the messaging is so dialed in and the offer is so good that people just think, fuck, I need to pay Nick right now for me to be able to like change my life. Otherwise it doesn't work, right? And trust is a scarce resource because every single person went from over-promising the world to other people. You know, we first went from just a normal offer to now having an offer 30 appointments guaranteed, right? To then having an offer 90 appointments guaranteed, to then having an offer 90 appointments guaranteed, 10 clients guaranteed, and if not, your money back. And now we went from 120 appointments a month to fucking paying somebody $5,000 if they don't deliver the results. This is ridiculous. And the problem is not about the specific offer. These offers are fine. Like if you can deliver on them, no problem. But the entire gap within the market we live in right now is that people cannot fulfill their promises. So they destroy the market for every single other person. Okay? And that is why trust has become a valuable character. It has become a very valuable resource. If you can gather trust from other people, you are the guy. The only thing that you should do in the market we live in right now, in the upcoming e-learning market within 2025 and up, is making sure that you take time to build trust with the people that you want to enroll in your solution. That is the only way to fucking win. Guarantees and crazy offers are things that people don't want anymore. Look how saturated the word course is. A course isn't bad at all. It's very good. I like courses. Courses are amazing. But what you need to understand about this course is that the problem isn't in building a course and building a framework where people can walk through for them to be able to get results. The reason why people don't get results is physically because the founder, right? The founder is not doing a good job in capitalizing and understanding who does go through the door. He just lets every single person gets access to his course. Courses are good for the people that need the exact solution and that have the exact pain that that solution solves. But the problem is, if you're fucking doing this, you can join. If you're doing this, you can join. If you're doing this, you can join. If you're doing this, you can join, right? But this can be the same with one-on-one. Can be a problem, right? It can be a problem. If you do this, you can join. If you're at 10K, you can join. If you're at 20K, you can join. Maybe even if you're at 5K and you're doing inconsistent months, you can join. You want to scale with acquisition, with offers, with leverage, with building good fulfillment, with sustainability, all these factors. But the biggest difference is that it's not a framework. It's a one-on-one solution. That means incorporated with selling a roadmap, with selling an experience, with selling a transformation for people to be able to get personalized support on what they need. And this is why I always talk about cross-selling. Giving people the thing that they need for them to be able to get the result. And that's why I do one-on-one. The reason why I do it is because it's literally the most high leverage activity in outcome that people can get, not in time. In time, it's fucked. Listen, me hopping on one-on-one calls every single day, it's not the most efficient. I can tell you that right now. But It's physically delivering me the best results as possible because people get a personalized approach and they get the result that they want specifically. You need to be aware of high incentive and disincentive structures. When you are aware of the way of operating, structuring your marketing, your front end completely in line with your middle of the funnel, with your fulfillment structure, with your ascension process, people are happy. Front end, back end, back end. Perfect. People are happy. Okay? And that is probably one of the most important metrics to understand. The second thing that I want to talk about. Okay? And this is already a part of the inside. So the part and the thing that scaled me physically from 0 to 10 was sales. Was work, doing the outreach, and was awareness, I would say. Okay? But think about this, right? Building a growth team is probably one of the most valuable things that you can ever do in your entire life. The decision to acquire a growth team is the best decision you can make in your entire life. Learning leadership, learning hiring, learning operating is one of the most valuable skills that will make you the most amount of money. It will literally make you the most amount of money. And whenever you're currently at 0, whenever you're currently at 10, or maybe you're even at 50, $100,000 a month, I want you to watch and take all your fucking attention towards listening to me right now. Because this structure in the upcoming 15 minutes of what I'm going to explain you is going to change your mental state based on the perspective of how important the growth team physically is. Okay? Understand this. First thing, do we hire people on a percentage, on an hourly rate? What do you think? What is the incentive behind hiring people on a percentage? Percentage means, it literally means, you get money if they make money. They make money if you make money. So that means that the amount of confidence required to be able to fulfill on a specific structure is 100%, so extremely fucking high, that they need to produce results for the company for them to be able to even get paid. And only A-player characters want to work on commission basis because they know their performance level. They understand how important it is to perform. They understand the value that they can add to the company. They understand how to operate within specific structures for them to get the most out of this structure. Because if they would work on an hourly rate, they would never be able to make a certain amount of money with the capabilities and the potential that they have. Because otherwise they're operating on 70% potential and they have 100% potential and they use it because they're A players, right? It's a compounding effect. The reason why making your vision and mission clear to your company and to your team members is insanely important. Guess, let's say, right? We have the hourly rate and we have the percentage. So, very important, right? What you need to understand is that the people, if you don't have a big mission, A players won't work for your company. Because the way people think, let's say if you're at 10K and your goal is to scale to ultimately 50K, the only thing growth specialists think, operators, people that can work independently, people that can work with the least amount of company resources, people that can work so extremely efficient that they don't need a lot of management, so you don't need to put a lot of time in managing and operating, right? And that gives you a lot more time to work on the company, because only A players need the least amount of management, need the least amount of input and time for them to be able to perform, so it's the highest leverage activity. So 10K, if your goal is 50K, the only thing an A player thinks, what can I get out there myself? If he can get 10%, let's say you have a closer, an A player, 10%. The only thing he thinks is I can make a maximum of 5K. You will never acquire him. You would never be able to acquire people if you don't have a big mission or if your vision isn't big at all, right? And that is very important to understand. Set your goals high for the best people ever. But Nick, how do you acquire the right people? How is it physically possible to get people in my company that are people that are killers, right? The main components of people that have skills and that are capable of adding a lot of value to your company are people that are called A players. What is the metrics, the requirements that they need to have? The most important thing is they can work independently. They have a growth mindset. A growth mindset is a mindset where they come up with ideas, responsibility. They take responsibility, right? They come up with new opportunities. They create opportunity. They come up with new growth specialists to expand the company, to expand the exposure, right? The exposure is being expanded by the reach that we acquire with the content we make. Then we have another metric that allows us to be able to like track data. They track, right? All very important components that you need to understand about people that you want to acquire for your company, right? But now, how the fuck do we get these people? It's physically impossible to get these people. So in the last video, I talked about 3 types of labor, right? And I told about them already. Let me write it down quickly. So we have smart labor, we have labor normally, and we have decision makers. We want these decision makers or smart labor as A players. But does that mean we shouldn't acquire VAs? No. The only way you can acquire A players is 2 things. And this is going to scare you because you're now going to think, fuck my whatever. You're now going to think, shit, it's not going to work. Let me tell you, it is. But it requires preparation. And let me tell you why. The only thing that is very important to understand about hiring A players and people and decision makers, smart labor, right, instead of normal labor, is the A players want to work for the best companies. A players want to work for a company that has good company culture. A players want to work for a company where a lot of other A players want to work for. So the way you can acquire A players and the way I'm acquiring A players for my company right fucking now is 2 things. It's network and audience. Does that mean you can acquire people, A players, if you don't have a network audience? No, you could. Is it going to be way more difficult to acquire A players? Yes. So how can we get to the point where we have leverage within our audience and where we have built a network for us to be able to acquire physically the best people within the entire market? I can get a closer right now in 2 seconds and that guy can close on 40%, right? That is the highest leverage activity ever because I have a network and because I have an audience. I can make one post right now and I can say, guys, make a complete loom of a half hour why you should become my appointment setter. And I get more than 100 applications. Okay? Audience. But how can we leverage the activities out of the audience and out of the network for us to capitalize on getting these and acquiring and understanding these A players? Right? The first thing that you do based on your audience is, let's talk about audience. If you don't have an audience, the only thing that you should do for preparation, you should become a bigger brand. You should become somebody worth working for, right? Let's say 10K or 0K. Let's say 10K and then we have 100K. The best people work for these companies. The lower value people work for these and nobody wants to work for these. So get your ass up to this level first, ASAP. Get your stuff up there. And the way you do this is by watching all my YouTube videos because I laid it out in the entire journey exactly what you need to do to get to 10K. So take these action steps first. Sales, outreach, and fucking fulfill. The only thing I want you to focus on, SOF. Okay? Then, second thing, from here to here, you can start acquiring labor. And the way you do that is by first hiring the shitty people. Because you need lead generation. You need somebody to be able to work for you. Hire people for you to be able to learn, not lead generation, sorry, leadership. And it's kind of the same, whatever. Learn leadership and learn how to interact and communicate with other people. Because the only fucking people that care about the situation that they're in are people that are worth working for the level that you're at. The person that is on this level, the A player, if he's working on that level, he would quit. If this person is working on that level, he would quit. But if this person is working on this level, or he is working on that level, he would stay. And here, he would stay. If this person is working on that level, or this person working on that level, they would stay and they would stay. So understand the level of labor you need to acquire based on the situation you're in and the efficiencies that you need to have solved, right? So if it's a repetitive task, VA. If it's a closer, get a closer. If it's a setter, get a setter, right? And what I do right now sometimes is, let's say I need a person, right? Somebody within my team. I do an application post, and I get 100 people. I get out of these 100 people, 10 people that I think are good. Then 8 people seem to be really good and qualified for me to be able to acquire within the test phase. Within the test phase, only 2 succeed. Based on these 2, they go through the entire secondary test phase. You don't have to do a secondary test phase when you don't have a lot of people or you don't have, whatever. And then 1 will become a killer. And that person is a growth specialist. I leverage my structure in a way where it literally requires me no input, because this is applications. I have my operational manager, I have a person or operational manager, I have somebody out of my team going through all these specific tasks. Then the 10 are hopping on a call with me on a group call that costs me 1 hour, right? And then here, this sorts out itself, qualified people, then test phase, they go through all the test phase, they have steps that they need to do, so it does it all themselves. Then with these 2, I hop on a call, requires me 2 hours of input, and then here, boom, 1 will be the best, and they will become my partner and my growth specialist and the person that works for my company and fulfills the tasks that he or she needs to fulfill on. So in that way, I leveraged 3 hours of my time to get 1 growth specialist that is capable of making a shit ton of money for my company, okay? And that is what I want you to understand about this application process, because you can do a hiring format, through Typeform, and then from that process, you can leverage like an onboarding structure, you can do a group call, and you can set up a structure when you do a test phase where people just need to do certain activities, and you tell them, listen, do this. You don't get company resources, just only do this out of yourself, create your own stuff, do your own stuff, just make it fucking happen. And the best people will make it happen, and the people that are not good won't make it happen. That is the first process, right? But how do we do it based on network? Network is important, but the only people that want to network with you are people that are interesting from your perspective. So the steps that we need to walk through: inspire people, create a bigger vision, acquire the best people, labor through audience or network. Otherwise, acquire them through them texting you. I get 5 DMs a day from people that want to become my appointment setter. You can reach out to people if you want an appointment setter. You can get into networks. You can ask other appointment setters where to find other appointment setters. You can go to Facebook groups. It's a little bit outdated. What I would do is Instagram. Very efficient. The ultimate thing in life is important to understand about why you do certain activities. Why do you do the activities that you do right now? Why are you working on the things that you're working on right now? Right? Most people are incompetent in not being able to deliver a solution to other people. And the biggest problem with that right now nowadays is that people are mass selling, under delivering, and that way it creates a big gap within the market right now. And you need a growth team, you need a well-structured fulfillment, you need your messaging to be in line with what you sell. So the last thing I want to talk about, content, right? Why is content so important? The only metric that I would say, that's before I tell you that insight, right, is I would say without content, I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't even see me. I wouldn't make any money. Content matters so much that I can officially say content is the core of leverage. It's the core of leverage. It's the core of money. It's the core of sales. It's the core of fulfillment. It's the core of fucking business. It's so important that if you don't have content, you cannot measure anything. You cannot gather data. You cannot get people to fall in love with you, right? You're watching this video for so long, you're in love with me. I fucking know. You're here, you're seeing this shit. I know you're gonna buy. Either that's gonna be now, either it's gonna be tomorrow, or it's gonna be in 6 months from now. I don't fucking know, but I know you will, because you would never ever give me fucking 25 minutes, or what is it? How far are we in the video? I guess 25 minutes, 30 minutes of your time if you don't believe that I can provide value, okay? Core content. Content is the most important asset that you need to understand. And why is content so important? And Nick, how do I make sure, and this is very important, I'm gonna explain you exactly what to do, is how can I make sure? You have different brand levels, brand level, right? You have Iman, you have Andrew Tate there, you have Charlie Morgan here, you have Joel Kaplan there, you have whoever there, and then me, Nik Setting, whoever, a couple more people. So you have different levels of brand awareness, brand interaction, and brand reach, okay? And The most important thing to understand, and what I told, and you guys know this, I talked about this in other videos, it funnels itself down. Without these people, it's hard for me to stay alive. Because these people create awareness and create something that allows me to sell people into my solution, that gives them a certain awareness, a certain pain, and that pain is the thing that I solve. You know? So it's very efficient. But how can I make sure that the content I'm making is so powerful that I blow up? How can you build a brand? How can you become bigger? How can more people get to know you, right? And the two things that I say all the time is communication and conviction. Without conviction, nobody would believe that what you're saying is actually true. But conviction is important, including social proof. Because without me showing my Stripe 100K a month, you wouldn't believe it. I do that in almost every video, or not in every video, but I've done it in more than enough videos. So you know that what I'm doing is working. You see it on my Instagram. You see that I travel with 7 of my clients to Greece. You see that I pop off within that aspect. So conviction is the thing that allows people, it's such a powerful metric. It literally allows people to believe something, although at the other end, it doesn't even have to be fucking true. It doesn't matter what the reality is. Conviction breaks reality. It just breaks it and it creates a delusion. And that delusion allows people to profit highly because a delusion is a perspective of making people believe whatever the fuck they want. It's so fucking powerful that you can do and you can make people believe whatever the fuck they want. So if you make them believe that they have a pain and they have a pain and they believe that, they need your solution, so you sell them into your solution. Conviction is every fucking thing that matters within business, within life, within sales, right? But you gotta leverage it the right and the honest way. And the only way, and that is what people know, is that conviction is nothing without fucking social proof. You can say whatever the fuck you want, I won't believe you until you show me your Stripe screenshots. That's the only way I can believe that you're actually making the money and that you know some stuff. Okay? I can be talking here and making no money and just talking all this bullshit, right? But I have the experience. Every single thing I'm teaching you is something that I've done for myself. Is something that has worked and is something that I'm currently pursuing and learning from for me to be able to scale to bigger numbers. The biggest person I'm watching, you know which person I'm inspired to? Actually, there's one person that I'm very inspired to, that I always watch YouTube videos from. And that person is myself. And the reason why is because I'm just literally like looking at my journey from down to this level, 0 to 100K, what I've did, how I acted, how I can improve what I do, how I made decisions when I was at 20K, when I was at 50K, when I was at 80K. So I understand pattern recognition. So I can scale this from 100 consistently. We're doing above 100, by the way, not 100. We're doing above 100 to 250K a month. Bro, it's efficient. It's efficiency. It's fucking lit. It's perfect. It's nice. Because based on this data, I can make decisions to be able to get to this level, although new improvements need to be made. But conviction is key in life because of that, okay? Whenever you have conviction and you can communicate the value that you have to the market correctly, you can make so many people fall in love with what they need. And what they need is your solution whenever you address the pain within their situation. And that is when it's game over. The most people make the most amount of money that have the biggest pains and that need the biggest solutions. They're going to pay 20K for this. They're going to pay 100K for this. Who the fuck cares? I just had a client that I upsold within my ascension process a couple days ago, right? I had a client that said, Nick, listen, we work together. We scaled to 50K within under 90 days. We scaled to 50K within around 82, 85 days. Person paid me more because they wanted to keep working with me. And because that gives me an insane amount of money in return for me to be able to keep working with him and providing more value, right? And this is with fulfillment the most important metric as well. How can I make sure that I profit more from my back end instead of my front end? This is insane because the way you can do this is I was on a call with a client. I scaled a client from 0 to making over 40K in around, it was 4.5 months. Right? And I asked that person, listen, can we continue working together? Is it worth it? Can we, like, I was on a call and I said, yo, listen, we scaled from 0 to 40K. We used all the metrics. We used the lead gen. We fixed the offer. We built the fulfillment. You got the best client results in the market. You made 40K in a month, more of total of 150K in these 4 months. You made so much money, or it was around 130, sorry. Around 130K in these 4.5 months. You make good money. Let's work together. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. And guess what he said? You know, I was saying, yo, let's fucking do it. Let's work together for another 4 months. Let's get started. Should I send a payment link? He said no. And it was like, what the fuck? What do you mean no? Like, look where I scale you at. I scale you to 40K. Why are you saying no? It doesn't make any sense, right? I scaled to 40K in 4.5 months. You got insane results. You made more money than ever in your entire existence, and you don't want to continue working with me? After the call, I was flabbergasted. Why is this guy not willing to work with me? And the reason why I didn't understood how to cross-sell people and get them into my next solution is because I was focused on telling everything that happened within this scenario. I was talking about how great the lead gen was that we improved, how great the fulfillment structure was that we improved, how great the offer was that we've built right now, what all happened, the people that he enrolled. I wasn't talking about how I could get him from 40K to 100K. I wasn't talking about this at all. He didn't know because I wasn't talking about it. Ridiculous. Next call, I realized myself this, and there was a person that got a similar result, right? He scaled to, it was like in a shorter time frame, but 30K within 2.5 months. I leveraged the aspect, listen, bro, cool, you're here on the call. We scale from 0 to 30K. Let me tell you how it can get you to 100K consistently. 100K a month goal, boom, every single metric that needs to happen, not within this area, but within this area. What does need to happen? Boom, this, we need to do 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 this. Boom. He paid within 9 minutes. He paid within 9 minutes, within the call. The leverage that you need to create is by pretending and making sure that people realize the next solution that they can go into. The pain that you sell people into when you sell them on an offer is the outcome. It's not the mechanism, and it's not the past. That's not what you sell them into. And I was focused on this entire journey. But nobody cares because it's already something that we have achieved. And every single time it's easy to upsell people because we focus on the next goal. But the only next goal is something that they want to do and they want to work on with you specifically when you got them a past result. When you make them more money than they've invested. A return on investment, value proposition, value to price discrepancy, right? You want to get to understand that you have this and this. This is the point where people quit and leave and hate you. This is all the point where people are happy because they have a return on investment. This is bad. They don't like it. So, bro, this is what I realized, the main metric that I leverage for me to be able to get a shit ton of money and make a shit ton more money in the ascension process. And that is why a lot of you guys have a big pain right now, because you don't understand how to build certain metrics within fulfillment, within a client acquisition. You don't understand certain possessions in terms of like the level that you're at, the type of person that you need to acquire. There's so many different components you need to work on for you to make a complete system so extremely successful that you cannot ever imagine how that works. And that is why one-on-one are powerful, right? And I'm happy to help you with that. If you feel like you need help at this specific moment because you feel the fucking pain of not being able to scale, you feel the pain of not being able to build a good offer, sustain that offer, have people that pay you fucking 5, 10K within 10 minutes within a call, have the right clients, have a good fulfillment structure, have happy clients, and have an excellent fulfillment so that you can be happy, so that you can work less, create higher profit, right? Higher profit, create less stress, perfect fit clients, high leverage. You know, you need to be able to like book on a call right now. We can talk. I can see how I can help you. And yeah, that's the plan we're going to create. I'm going to walk you through the exact roadmap of what needs to happen for you to be able to get from the situation that you're in right now to the boom, to the specific goal that you want to get to. We can talk about that. Can see how I can help you. Get a method of payment ready because I'm not here to like fucking bullshit you. We're going to need to work together. If it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit, of course. But make sure you get a method of payment ready, and then we'll just get rolling on the call. We're gonna scale this shit up because we need to change the market. I need to change the market, and you do. So take action on it. Go in the right direction instead of in the wrong direction, and I'm here to help you with that. Book in a call, DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, and I'll see you by next video. Bye.